Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman in the house. Hope you're all doing well today. And of course, we're gonna have a bit of fun. We've got lots in store today. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Don't say we don't. We do. We have lots in store today. We've got the crypto market. We're gonna look at BitBoy on the hunt for Sam Bankman-Friedman of FTX fame, or infamous, as we say. And of course, we're going to have a quick look at that. We've also got, obviously, the Hex ecosystem. We're going to get into a lot of our standard charts that we're looking at. And of course, that includes all the airdrops, free claims, Hex, Hedron, icosa, BNBP, Pulse, Bitcoin, ASIC tokens. You know, the ecosystem is expanding wildly. We might even have a look at the perpetuals as well. We haven't done that for a little while. We're going to get into a couple of announcements. New launches are out for testnets. We've got Internet Money is out for a test net with the new wallet, which is timely given the inferior issue with MetaMask. Obviously, RPC changes. We've also got a Famous is also with, you guessed it, Famous has got their test net on Pulsechain. We're going to have a quick look at that also. That is pretty cool. We're going to be able to go do margin trading. Obviously, not generally recommended, but people are going to do it anyway, right? So you might as well provide the service, and it certainly plays a role in the markets. So we're also going to get into Hex Day stats at the end, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have got a poll up at the moment. What is a Hexican? Now, why did I put the title of the video, What is a Hexican? Why did I do that? Well, you're going to find out. Holds a liquid Hex. Speculator is the first option. In other words, someone holds a Hex and liquid wallet. They don't do any staking. They just either hold it there. It can be inactive. It can be active. They may be speculators, so they're just holding it to do swing trades over weeks or days. They may be doing even longer, just waiting for the price to go up or down. They have to take on the risk of price, of course, moving around. They do help to be a market maker with their buys and sells. So they do have some utility role. And of course, then we have staking Hex. So staking Hex, obviously, you can stake Hex any period of time you like, all the way up to 5,505 days, which is 15.2 years. You can check out hex.com in the video description. And of course, you can have a staking ladder. In other words, you can have Hex staked every set period, maybe every 6 months, every year. You could be a maxi. You could have it staked out max to 5555 and have it all out there, getting the best benefit from Hex staking. Obviously, the best is in the last 5 years, mathematically speaking. And of course, you could be doing that, or you could be a day one Hex OG. Maybe you were here when the AA lobby opened on day one, and of course, back over on 2nd of December 2019. Can you believe it? And we're coming up to the 3rd year birthday in only a few days' time. Was it 4 days? Something like that. So pretty cool. Get in there and vote. We've got 19 votes already. We'll have a look at that later on. Now, why did I put it up? What is a Hexican? Why is that important? Well, I wonder whether it's important at all, but we're going to talk about why I think it might be. Now, I was listening to a Twitter space yesterday. I got a bit of a shock. You got it. I got a bit of a shock at the Twitter space yesterday. It was a Pulsechain Hex sort of a Twitter space. And I heard one of the YouTubers in our space. Now, I'm not going to name names, but I heard one of the YouTubers in our space say that they didn't actually have any staked Hex. They were, Hex was one of the promotions that they promote, Pulsechain and things like that, but they didn't actually have any Hex stake. And I wondered to myself, oh, they're promoting Hex fairly amount. They promote other stuff, which is fine. You know me, I'm all about freedom. I talked about other stuff too. But it's just like, oh, well, don't stake any Hex. It's just like, well, what is a Hexican? What really is a Hexican then? So you can promote Hex. You can be passionate about Hex. I guess those are all valid reasons to be a Hexican. So I thought, why not ask the community, what is a Hexican? I thought, well, let's do it. Let's ask the community, what is a Hexican? And of course, does it have a spirit? Now, if you've got a particular community or tribe or something like that, you know, crypto is pretty tribalistic. But if you have a community that's flourishing, that's open-minded and welcoming, I think those are some of the better cultural traits of a crypto community. Then what describes it? Can you just hold liquid Hex? Can you just talk about Hex all the time and not own any Hex? Can you just do that? So I thought, let's put a poll out and see what the community thinks. And we'll find out the results at the end of the live stream. It's going to be a bit of fun. Let's see how that plays out. Now, of course, let's jump into the chats and see who's in the house. We've got a few people in the house at the moment. Hex Down Under, good to see you as well. And Sandy Beach, one of our community moderators. Awesome to see Sandy as always. And, of course, Tony Starr as well. Good to see you in the house. Very cool. Brendan as well. Morning, Superman and family. We've got morning all from Australia, says Tony. Hex Glenn in the house. Hi, Hexicans. And, of course, Shane. Yeah, hi, Hexican, says Hex Glenn. But what is a Hexican? What is a Hexican? Get in there on the poll, and let's find out what Hex Clan is actually talking about. We've got Shano in the house as well. Yo, good to see you, Shano. And we got Brennan as well. A super Hexican is one that has a 555 set. No, I didn't ask what a super Hexican was, Brennan. I didn't ask what a super Hexican was. I asked what a Hexican was. So let's find out what that is. 5555 says Hexican. Well, there's some. You get to vote, folks. Get to vote. That's staking hex. I just include anyone staking hexes in there. Doesn't matter the term or the amount. What else says Sandy is the biggest Hexican. Woo, says Wiki. She's right up there if you're going to rank her up there. Hello, that's a whole nother ranking system you're talking about there, Wookie. Christian's in the house. Hello, familia. Good to see you, Christian. And we've got the Stream Elements bot running. Now, that's just running for my other software, which I'm not using. So let's see. It just takes in like subscribers and things like that. So don't wonder what that is going on. Hexicat says, hello, hey, all. Good to see Hexicat as well. And we've got Christian. I'm about to go and sell my blood to sacrifice on internet money. Times are hard, says Christian. Oh, that's pretty sad there, Christian. Be careful. Be careful. We don't want you passing out. Johnny Big Bang in the house. Woo! Good to see you, Johnny Big Bang. And we've got Pablo as well. Hexo Bar. That's such a cool name. Pablo Hexo Bar. I like that. All are welcome in Hexco, says Pablo. Now, I didn't ask what Hexco was. I didn't ask what Hexco was. I asked what a Hexican is. So get in there and answer the poll there. Superman gonna go live to you. Hey, high stakes. Good to see you in the house. And Sandy Beach says, hi, Hex Token, everybody. We've got Aquaman KMX in the house. Woo! Hex is the Game of Thrones of crypto. I like how you're talking about that. It's a little bit like a Game of Thrones of crypto, actually. I think that's pretty analogous. Very, very cool. What else here? We got Christian says, a Hexican is someone that participates in Hex projects. That's my opinion. Yeah. Well, you know, if Hex projects, I know what that is. You mean like Maximus, icosa, Hedron? Yeah, I guess those are Hex projects. Hex derivatives in any case. Hashtag 555 says Sandy Beach. We've got a couple of maxis coming in. With the old maxi staking. Now, staking maxi or staking ladder, whatever, is all under staking hex. So you can answer that one. Astri as well. Woohoo! Good to see Astri. And Pablo Hexabar is just laughing at his head off there. All right, cool. Let's have a look at the markets, folks. Let's get into it. We're going to get into BitBoy as well. Hunting down good old Sam Bankman-Friedman, good old SBF there. So we got Bitcoin at 16,437. It is still holding. In fact, I forgot to pull up El Capo of crypto. We're going to go pull up El Capo of crypto, I should say, at 16,400. We are flat. The hammer has not yet fallen. Boom. We're expecting it around the 16th to 18th. We're now at the 28th. So we are 10 days at least, if not 12 days later, and it still has not quite fallen. Well, it's fallen a little bit. Remember, it did fall a little bit, but didn't quite, sort of came back a little bit. And here we got ETH back at 1,200. Trying to hold on to that. BNB at 307, which has done very well. BNB's done very well. Very volatile. Up to 350, down to 250, back up to 310. It's just pretty crazy on BNB. We got Matic at 84 cents there. We got Dodge at 9.9. Dodge having another nice play there as well, up 12%. Obviously, a Twitter play on that one too. We got Solana is pretty flat at 14.15. And, of course, we've been following Crow. Crow is down a little bit there at 6.4, so just down a tiny bit there. Those are some of the ones we've been watching. We've got USDC is stable at $1 peg. USD Tether still slightly below peg as usual. So we'll see where that goes. Get in there, vote. What is a Hexican, folks? I'd like to see what the community says. I was a little bit shocked at what I heard one of our YouTube promoters who also I was a little bit shocked what they said. So I wanted to see what does the community think a Hexican is? And, of course, why do I think it's important? Potentially because, you know, it defines a community in terms of what a community is. Because it's sort of one of those parameters of what that is. So I just wondered, because here's the account limits. If you're not staking Hex, now I don't care if people buy and sell Hex and if they scrape interest, but it is an issue around what happens with an AMM liquidity pool is that it gets picked up. Imagine a bucket and you put a whole ton of water in that bucket. And in terms of this, it's all like US dollars, for example, for Hex. And it's a bit like the speculator weights, they end up promoting, and then, of course, they end up selling down. They sell down that they drain that bucket. So that's kind of what I'm talking about there. You can decide whether you think that's important or not. But, of course, that ultimately impacts price. So there we are. It's a bit like saying, hey, come on, everybody, and see how that goes. Now, if you're mostly staked, Richard Hart says, what makes the price go up? People buying and holding. People buying and holding. So is that an attribute of a Hexican? You let me know. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the little picture of Richard Hart that he posted earlier today on the thumbnail, because I thought that was pretty cool. So check that out. All right, so cool. Let us get into it, folks. Let's hear from BitBoy. He's on the run. He's on the hunt of Sam Bankman-Friedman. Let's hear from him. I've got a little video that I put together. I did post this earlier on on Hex Token channel yesterday, so we're going to check it out today. It's a lot of fun. So let's hear the journey of BitBoy. Let's go.
Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. Let's move on. Let's talk about the secret token, FTT. That is the token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried. Everything this man touches turns to gold. I don't know. Moon. There's a massive story out right now about FTT. FTT is potentially going to be one of the few coins I believe that could go up in the bear market. That was a sneeze. We could see FTT just absolutely rip.
A few moments later.
All right, so I'm sitting here in the Bahamas at the International Arrivals.
Where are you at, though?
Where are you at?
That 678 number, he probably already know. That guy's phone number, I immediately call him.
Leave his voicemail.
Hey, post a picture, AJ. Post a picture. I'm literally leaning on his car right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm literally Deboing this son of a bitch, you know? Sam, where are you? We're looking for you. We just want to talk, Sam. I know that's where you're at, buddy. It's okay. Sam, in all seriousness, though, we just want you to come tell your story. Unblock me on Twitter. Come tell your story. Let's talk. I'll come up there. I'm not scared y'all are going to kill me. It's gonna take a lot for y'all to do that. I just want to talk. That's all. Or you can come out. You can come out down here. It's fine. You can come out down here. We're down here by some yachts. I mean, check out these nice yachts over here. That's a famous yacht right there. But we're just out here. That's all we want, man. Just come talk.
You want to play games, Gene? Well, when it's game time, it's pay time, baby.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. It was a bit of fun, but that's the journey so far. I'll be doing a second follow-up video on that, hopefully, with enough content. So stay tuned for that. That is pretty much it. So it's good to see him actually chasing them down, to be honest, because no one else seems to be. He seems to be getting away with that money. All the whole setup seems to be playing out. So let's see how that goes over time. Still early days, of course. We will wait patiently for some justice there. What else there? We got Hex Force 1 says staked and liquid, but I also think the majority of your holdings are in Hex. Now, that's an interesting angle there, Hex Force 1. Now, obviously, I always talk about good financial practice, typically diversification. I know that Richard's not a big fan of diversification. I am in the middle. So I always think that if you're going to have diversification, you want to have the unicorns. What you think are going to be unicorns, that is a kind of a modified diversification strategy. But that's interesting, Hex Force 1. And of course, Astri as well. Woohoo! Good to see. What else there? We got Ted Nelson. Hey, everybody. Good to see Ted Nelson. What did the influencers say? What a Hexcan is? They didn't. They just said that they're holding liquid Hex. They weren't staking any. And of course, that they had been open about that. But I just kind of thought it was kind of odd. But it explained a few other things that I had been thinking about there. So, I'll just leave it at that. Tortoise Johnny says, got a stake. I think it's always good to be. The Hex is all about staking, so it is a bit about that. But people are free to do what they want, so it's not about freedom. Because obviously on this channel we celebrate that. We want more freedom, but it is interesting to see whether somebody is what you might classify as a Hexican and why that might matter. So just a few issues around that. Hedron and icosa on sale, says Goody. Definitely looks like we're going to look at that a bit later on. I love RH Pink Shoes, says Sandy Beach. What else there? We got, I think that's it. We're up to date there. So cool. Let's jump over to El Capo of crypto. Now, obviously, we talked about crypto markets, talked about BitBoy, Sam Bankman-Friedman, but El Capo of crypto, one of my favorite traders in the morning here. So talking about at least 12 days ago, potentially getting the hammer falling. And I still think it's going to fall. I just don't know when exactly, trying to time that, right? So far, the market's holding up. And of course, that's a good thing. I like higher asset values, so no surprise there. So 15 hours ago, El Capo Crypto said good morning. And of course, I posted the chart here. And we're going to jump over to some of his other stuff that he's just posted recently. I think he's got a thread here, so we're going to jump into this. And 6 hours ago, he says, short thread about how I deal with the mental game and time factor. The biggest problem with trading, investing is lack of patience. And this is ultimately true. This is why a lot of traders, just one big reason why a lot of traders don't do very well And of course, we consider Hex a better play, right? Time in the market rather than timing the market is typically pretty good. Now, some people don't like that. They don't want to time them. They don't have time in the market. They just want to hold liquid Hex, for example, and play the price. And so they want that flexibility. So there's a trade-off, of course. They get diluted, relatively speaking, to all Hex. But does that matter? Does that matter? You got to ask yourself the question. Of course, the price matters the most. It has the biggest yield. But if you get yield times price, then you make the optimum outcome, right? So you make the optimum returns. Today's society only seeks immediate pleasure, and long-term goals are becoming more difficult to achieve. Of course, Hex is really about long-term goals. You get rewarded for longer pays better. And of course, over time, you have to ride through the price cycles, though, as well. Now, ideally, you get all that yield with the ultimate time in the market. And then, of course, you come out at the right time with price, and you get yield times price. You get the best outcome in terms of returns. So that's kind of the place there. As opposed to the immediate pleasure there, you can speculate on the liquid play, and you may get the timing of the market and the price. You may not be. You may end up selling down low too, especially if you're over if you've got no backup. If you're really spending everything you have on the table, that's a very bad strategy. A lot of people get wrecked with that, so you don't want to do that. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet, and I guess Richard would definitely agree with that, with the design of longer pays better in Hex. Number 2, he says the key is knowing what is your control and what is not. This control dichotomy of control is stoic philosophy. You cannot control the market or when an event is going to happen. And of course, we've been trying to get the hammer falling, and it hasn't fallen yet. But you can try to be on the side of the highest odds, and that's where you have to spend your education. And you have to play the game correctly. Another important concept is learning to enjoy the journey and not just the end result. Your satisfaction and happiness should come from how you act, from the analysis you do, and from how you feel with yourself. This is under your control. The rest is not. Some mental tips that will improve your life as a trader investor. This is if you choose. Obviously, in case, we look at staking and trying to remove this issue altogether. But if you are doing anything like this, playing around with liquid bags, then here's some good tips from El Capo of Crypto. If you sleep poorly at night when you have a position open, it's because the size of the position is more than you can afford to lose. Reduce it. So that's a very powerful thing. So if you are going to do this sort of riskier trading, margin, this is not necessarily margin trading, reduce it if you cannot sleep at night. And of course, you've got to have limit orders, stop losses, and things like that, stop losses and stuff like that in play. Number 2, always set alerts. Alerts are a life-changing tool. Sometimes we stare at the charts, wasting our time while price is completely sideways. Don't check price unless you are studying or alerts are get triggered. So that's cool. Number 3, ignore the noise. Focus on what you do, and ignore the rest. This is not easy, and I myself still have more work to do. Most of what you read in the news and on Twitter is pure noise, and will waste your time and change your mood analysis in a bad way. That's true too. Richard talks about that sort of stuff in Sidevibe. Is get rid of the noise, get rid of the stress, and just sit back and relax. Stake your X and sit back and walk away. But you can only invest what you can afford to lose in terms of where you are. So if you need to pay bills, don't put all your bill money into the side investment. That's kind of the thing there, so you can rest at night as well. Number 4, keep the focus. It's easy to get distracted by so much stimulation. 1,000 open charts, that's it. If you start looking at too much stuff in crypto and there are tens of thousands of projects, as a YouTuber, we have people coming into the chat, coming into the conversation, asking about this project, the next big pump sort of thing, pump and dump. And of course, that's the distraction. We try to focus, at least on this channel, try to focus on value probable projects with the occasional high quality possible project. And that means, what I mean by that is the outcome, probable outcome or possible outcome. And of course, we have to assess the risks and try and get the quality of those to be more likely that they're going to win as opposed to lose. So there's some good things there. So that's cool. Keep the focus. Don't get distracted by too much stimulation, and don't open thousands of charts. Twitter open on another screen and Discord on another. Human beings are not multitaskers, and productivity is greatly reduced when we try to be on 2 things at once. So some good advice there. Use fewer screens and always maximize the window so you don't see anything else. Listen to relaxing music without lyrics. Eat a healthy diet and exercise daily. Take care of the quality of your sleep. That's very important. Sleep is where you start first. Sleep and then get into the diet and exercise. That's the play. And that's some area that I'm focusing on at the moment is in this area too. So keep work on that. I just did a walk for the live stream. Feel great about it. This will not only improve your focus, but also your productivity. And that is true. Gets you really alert, and it's fantastic. Rather than lethargic, you are really alert. But the most important thing, your happiness doesn't depend on something external. The final goal should be motivation, but it's very important to enjoy your journey and be grateful for reaching small goals. I'm not quite sure if I completely agree with that last point, but I think that generally that is true. If you like the topic of the thread, let me know in the comments so you can support him there. But very cool from a trader. Really nice thoughts here coming out from him. I think is pretty cool. So let's get back into the main line now. We've got his charts here. 5 hours ago, he's posted this explanation. This helps to know if we are in a redistribution or an accumulation range. Perps aping while spot is selling hard. Not only is this indicator points to redistribution, but many of them, 12,000 to 14,000 is likely. 40 to 50% drop in altcoins for crap coins is still in the play. So stay safe. Still trying to find the bottom of the market. There is basically what he's saying. So he's got bearish continuation likely here in the old Bitcoin price. So we'll be watching out for this. So stay tuned. We'll keep up to date with Il Capo of crypto. All right, cool. Now, if you want to get to his status, I'll post it in the chat there. He's well worth following. Obviously, in Hex, we just like to sit back and relax and stake. But do we? We're going to find out what is a Hexican. Is that someone that just sits back and spends time in the market, stakes, or is it someone that's trying to speculate on the price, which is all good? Do what you want. But what is a Hexican? We'll find out what at least this poll of community says. We've got 52 votes. Pretty good. Keep voting, folks. We'll see what the results are at the end. All right, so cool. Let's get into some of the comments. We've got a few more comments before we jump in to the Hex. We're about to get the Hex next. We will have fun with that. Let's have a look here. We're going to jump back here. We've got up the pink shoes. Sandy Beach loves pink shoes. I like those too. I think they're pretty funky. Can you give the initial what's the initial of the Hexican that is only holding liquid? No, Brandon. No, Brandon. Does the Bahamas have extradition to the US? Well, I'm not sure about that, Sandy Beach. Not sure. That's a good question. I mean, BitBoy chasing drama. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure what that is about either, there, Christian. Yeah, I think you're talking to Sandy Beach. Did the Hex Investment Trust receive the SEC inquiries, which is overflowing to the legit Hex project? Who is responsible for this trust that's causing so many issues potentially? No, I think that they're the ones with the least issue, I would think, because they've been dealing with this through the legal process over there. I wouldn't suspect that, but probably Connects is definitely involved with that with the fundraising. Yeah, they need to dissolve that scam trust. Is pot of gold. I don't know. I think you're being a bit too aggressive on that pot of gold, honestly. What else did we got? Hey, everybody, Briz is in the house. Good to see you, Brizology. What else? We got a few other things in there. Chris says, I'm cooking beef stew with white rice. Was it Buracua flavor? That's pretty nice there, Christian. You watching that famous Fiat stuff, Superman? We're going to be talking about that later on the live stream, and we lead it up with that at the beginning. So it's one of the topics for today is famous. Hello, Superman and family. Terry Doc in the house. Good to see you. Let's get into it, and we're going to jump over the Hex ecosystem. The Hex at the moment, 2.666 cents. So 666. So it's not a 555, but it's 666. This was actually a 2.73 when I first logged on. So it's down a little bit there. Really testing this price range at the moment is the old Hex. So definitely a nice accumulation volume. Obviously, some people are setting their limit orders at 1 cent, 2 cents, and things like that, and have been actually for months. People have had that for that price for months. So we'll see how that plays out. At the moment, what else can we say about this? We're going to get rid of, we've had 159 buys and 98 sells. So obviously larger sellers than buyers with the price here at 2.66. Pretty similar the last 2 days, though. Yesterday was 2.665. Yesterday, the day before that was was it 2659 yesterday, 2665 the day before. So we've been at the bottom, but we're actually definitely pushing that at the moment. Let's have a look at the time dates that we've got coming up. These are our big events coming up. So we've got the PCE inflation numbers coming up there on the 1st of December. They're only a couple of days away. So that's coming up this week. And of course, 3 days away for that. We're about to flip into a new day in 5 minutes. So 5 minutes time, we'll have a new candle emerged here. Now, the other thing, of course, this is the one that the Fed is looking around in terms of targeting 2% inflation. This was 5.1 in September. So we're looking for the October numbers. The headline CPI numbers were dropped from 8.1 to 7.7 in October. So hopefully this follows that down too. Remember, this is a broader GDP inflation number that the Fed uses. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it will reduce down with the rest of the economy as well. Now, the Hex third birthday coming up, 4 days, folks, 4 days. Woo-hoo-hoo! 4 days, man. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, going to be a good celebration. I gather there's going to be a lot of YouTubers on celebrating that, lots of posts, lots of stuff on Twitter, and get out there and spread the word. Good day to promote Hex when we're hitting the 3rd birthday. We'll be in our 4th year after that, which is super bullish, guys, super bullish. And, of course, we are back on the pullback. I think we're must be closing up to about 440 days or something like that on our time. Actually, I'll have a look on our chart with that in our bear market for Hex. Obviously, at this price range, you can pick up so much more volume for the next run when that does happen. And, of course, we've still got Pulsechain coming. Now, in terms of the inflation, we've got that coming up there. And then, of course, the Fed rate hike, the last one for the year, the 14th of December. And, of course, we're expecting a pivot of some sort. So not a terminal rate pivot, but which means the highest price that the federal funds rate will go before they decide to either let it go sideways or move it down. But we're talking about them actually slowing the rate of increases. We've had 475 basis point increases. We're now at 4%. So that would, if we get 50 basis, that would take us to 4.5% on the federal funds rate. That would probably push the retail rate somewhere into about the 7.5%, somewhere in that ballpark. You can let me know what the retail rates, but I'm pretty sure they were about 6.85 to about 7.12. So it'd be something like about 7.5 as an average. But of course, if the terminal rate keeps going up, so let's get 50 basis points in December. What happens if we have 25 in February? Obviously, a chance that we could have 50 in February, but if we have that inflation and the economy pulling back on different sectors, then that might feed in well. So we'll be keeping watching that. But 50 basis point would be good for the market, folks. And of course, it seems more probable at this stage, I think, although I think that the Fed's probably going to be more hawkish than the market expects. So we may get 50 basis points in February, for example. We will see. So cool. The last minutes were a little bit more dovish. So maybe they are starting to change the tune a little bit there with some of the economic data coming out. So that's pretty cool. That leads us into the second half of December. And this is where I've had a little while just a feeling that we might have that rally into Christmas. Hopefully we will, especially with the Fed pivoting the rate of increased rises. And of course, slowing that down to the terminal rate being pulled back too. So instead of having a terminal federal funds rate of 5.25, 5%, maybe we get down to 4.7, 4.5. That'd be really cool, right? On the slower end of that, that'd be cool. So we'll keep watching out for that and so forth. But so far, it looks like that's going to be more positive than not at this stage. Yeah, once we get past that, we've got no hurdles till February from the Fed. We don't have to think too much about the Fed. We have to think a little bit about the data, like economic data comes out. But apart from that, we're going to have a bit of a reprieve there over the Christmas period into the new year. Now, what happens if Pulsechain V3 testnet comes out? Bullish, super bullish for Hex, because that'd be a fork of the proof of stake version, not the BSC, and that'd be super bullish. We don't know when it's going to come out. I don't really see any reason why would take so long. 3 months, maybe. Is that enough time to put in a 0.25% fee? Apart from that, I think Richard would just be wanting to time the market, and that's where I would agree with him. We just want to time the market so that we get the right timing for the best results for the price moving ahead for Pulsechain, etc. But that being said, I think the ecosystem is going to be fantastic and glorious. I do think that a lot of our third-party utilities need a little bit more time, and they've got the time. They've got to be all very happy about the fact that the Pulsechain is actually a little bit later, because I don't think they don't seem to be quite ready. We're only just starting to get these test nets out, right? Internet money, we're talking about that today. We're going to be talking about Famous as well. So we're only just getting this stuff out. So they needed the time. And yeah, Pulsechain and PulseX, as Richard would say, is probably enough by itself. But it does need a fiat on-ramp and off-ramp. Don't get me wrong, it does need that. But I think it's going to be pretty glorious at having all these really high-powered utilities on top of Pulsechain. It's just going to be supercharged big time, like big. And particularly Power City's transformer bridge. That's going to be absolutely amazing, connecting us to, I can't remember exactly how many, was it 80 chains? It's going to be awesome, cross-chain. This thing's going to be the biggest thing coming up, folks. That narrative has not changed, and it's going to be fun to see. Right, so cool. Now, the testnet's going to be pretty crucial. It's got to operate and do all the good stuff like that. It's got to have the operational risk ticked off. Tick that off. That is a real risk. Operational risk is always a real one. And so we're still going to have that ticked off there first. So cool. That's kind of it. Now, hoping for Pulsechain launch. Who knows? We've got to hit the testnet V3 first. I would like to see that. Let's hope we get it sooner than later. Remember, we got the official announcement from Richard around the ETH proof of stake on Hex Token channel. And of course, that was on the 9th of October. So we're about how many days since then? We're currently 49 days since Richard officially announced the ETH proof of stake version of being forked. So cool, 49 days. And as I say, 90 days would get us to the 7th of January. So maybe a New Year's testnet. Maybe that is, we don't get it pre-Christmas, maybe New Year's. Let's see. We just got to wait. We really, beggars can't be choosers. We just got to wait patiently for that. Let's have a look at the Hex Whalebot. We've got 44 million in-staked after 120 days, one of these short, large stakers. We've got a lot of OA wallets staking coming out at the end of this month from the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, with something like 40, close to 40% of the stakes that have been in there that were coming out with OA ones. So kind of cool. 250,000 in staked with 560,000 Hex penalties there. And of course, really early here. Look at this, 1,070 days after 1650. So early in staking there, some crazy stuff in my view. But maybe life has changed. Maybe decisions have changed the price. Maybe they're getting fuddled out. Who knows? We got another one here, 750 over 1,500 days. That's exactly 50%, right? So 50% away they got through. They got a 0 ROI there. 50% through, a 0 ROI. Are you insane in the membrane? Insane in the game. So that's how you go, man. You guys loving this. This is pretty funny. I don't know why I'm laughing at this today, but there we are. 26 million Hex came out. 1.1% APY, 40 days. These are just these large ones at the beginning, what we call the front of the wave. And of course, they're slowly getting smaller all the time. But we have to ride through that as a multi-year process. But we've had a lot of changes over the last years. We have all these billion candles of Hex that we don't see those now. We see kind of around the 300 million, 400 million range most of the time now. And then even that's starting to break up there. We still have a lot of liquid Hex. Don't get me wrong. Circulating supply of Hex is still pretty large. But I think it's come down quite a bit. I'm just off the top of my head. I haven't reconciled these numbers, but I'm thinking there's probably still something like 14 billion Hex circulating around in the public hands. Not the OA addresses and DOT addresses, but and the Sacrifice wallet, but in a circulating supply. So still a lot around there. A lot of it's inactive. You got large holders that hold a large amount like Overwatch and stuff like that. But there's still a lot that, ends up filtering into the liquidity pools. So we're going to talk about that later on in the Hex Daily Stats. So let's get to that. We've got Hedron. We're going to quickly run through this. Hedron was actually doing not too bad yesterday. Got up to 2,143. It's currently at 2,023 on the old Hedron price there. So that's the pool. We had 42 buys and 33 sells, $500,000 in volume. Let's have a look at the icosa stats here. We're going to jump over to testnet. I've got to jump over to, during this live stream, we've got to jump 3 testnets. I've got to go Ethereum. We've got to go Binance Smart Chain. I've got to go Pulsechain testnet V2. It's crazy. So let's sit back. It's going to be funny. All right, so cool. This is we're on the ETH chain here for the icosa. We're going to have a quick look at all the contracts up here. Sorry, all the HSIs up for grabs. 5,386 at the moment are in the liquidity, waiting for, in the liquidation, and you have to start auctioning each of them, and they're just sitting there. There's lots of small ones in there. They have not been pushed through to the auction house. They're just almost stuck there. And of course, at the moment, we've got a 29, only 29. Oh my God, that's to be expected. We expected it, but we do have a lot of T-shares coming up before the Christmas time. So we've got, I showed that yesterday, we've got a lot. We're going to have a look at it again, but we've got a lot of T-shares coming up there at the moment. So let's have a look at, I'm just going to do 50 on this one, and we're going to pull up all these ones and see if there's any big ones around. There was a big one yesterday. I think it was number 5 or 6, sixth biggest one up. It was something like 3.8 million Hex or something. And that, I think it was about 2.2 billion when we looked at it. I think it ended up going for like 22 billion Hedron. So by the time it actually closed, so it's kind of cool. I don't think it's on this list. Yeah. So cool. Let's have a look, see what if there's any large ones here. Got 50 and 100,000. These are kind of the bigger ones down here. 217,000. So we've got a couple of decent ones sized down here. There are obviously opportunities in these smaller ones for the retail book. So smaller people that want to play the get value, and some people have got some really nice value out of these. So you can hunt them for them and make sure that you bid in at the end for those. So cool. That's on app.icosa.pro under HSI auctions. If you want to get access, you just connect your wallet on Ether chain and you can participate if you've got Hedron in your wallet, which is cool. Let's jump over to the Hedron here. And of course, we just crossed over the new day. So we're 7 minutes into the new day now. And of course, we'll look at the Hex Daily Stats later on. Let's have a look at a Hedron stats here. We're going to go to just the last day. I don't know if it's updated, but we've got 9.9 million, 9.98 million Hedron minted, and it's just starting here. So I'm not sure if that's going to play very well there. Not sure if that's going to play. Maybe it hasn't updated at this stage. Not sure. I have to come back to that later. It might have got there too early. Let's have a look to what's the yield. Woohoo! Yeah, that's updated for sure. Nice. Woohoo! Brizzology, you're free carry. You're free carry, Briz. You're free carry. So a big clap out there for Briz. He's free carry. I know that many of you are holding icosa and of course what's his NFTs, and you are in the money. In the money. Woohoo! So 100,000 and it's at 1,012. Very, very cool. Yesterday was 14.4. That's the day before day 104. So I think this is still not quite up to date to that, but that is definitely in the money now. So very cool. What else there? We've got icosa. Let's jump over to icosa quickly. Not sure, quite sure how quickly these update on here. I haven't got the date, day 104. So I'm not sure if that's the day on that one. 504. So it was another good payout actually. 4.3 billion Hedron paid out to icosa stakers, and 296,000 icosa there for day 104. So I'm not sure if that's the day that's just closed. So I haven't had a chance to reconcile the days. You can let me know in the chat if that is. Let's jump over to the auctions. Of course, this is what's coming up before Christmas. And of course, where are we up to here on this one? Let me see if I can, it won't need me. We've got the 4th there. So we've got quite a few in the first half of December. You can see that on Hex's birthday, we got 1,000 on the 3rd. T-shares up for grabs. 1,000, almost 1,400 on the 4th of December, and quite a lot in the first half of December. We got a few little breaks there as we head into pre-Christmas, the 18th. We've got 1,400 on those. Pretty cool. And of course, 23rd of December, 1,100. So still quite a bit of auctions coming up. It's going to be more Hedron burning, more value to be trying to capture in terms of some of the XHSIs there. So it's looking pretty good. All right, so cool. That is the Hedron icosa. We're going to jump away to the airdrops quickly. We've got Zen at 507166. Let's have a look at this. This is on the daily. So let's have a quick look at this. This is obviously you can mint this yourself. That's why we add it to the free claims, the free claims there side of it. You can mint this now. Had a bit of a green candle today. It does have the Zen NFT coming up with the burning and all those. I think they're going to be quite sought after. And of course, we're at the 507167. So a little bounce there. As you guys know, I need the price to be up sometime in early January. I think it's when my 98-day NFTs are coming out. So we'll see where that comes out. I was lucky to get on the bounce when one of my other ones matured, and I ended up covering all my ETH costs and more on this one. So that was kind of cool. So I am all my ones that are further out, like 400 days, they're all paid for. So that's kind of cool. All the ETH is paid for. So it's kind of neat, right? It's all free carry stuff right now. So cool. Let's jump over to the weight token. We got that was the ETH chain, by the way. Obviously, Zen is on like 10 chains now, so pretty cool. Now you can find a lot of these links in our Discord, so the links in the video description. And of course, go to Pulsechain discussion. We have 2 discussions, Rich Hart and Pulsechain projects. And Pulsechain projects, there's airdrop free claims. You can find all the projects that we're aware of that you can go and check out and see if you're qualified. All right, so cool. The weight token had a little bounce today. A little bounce, almost up to 0.3 of a penny. A nice little bounce there for the weight token. Most people are waiting until Pulsechain. And of course, 8 sacrifices qualify for that. So you can go check that out if you haven't already. Paul Pleb is here at the moment. Paul Pleb is also out and about. And I think there's a 69-day claim phaser for this. So cool. And that is currently at 5 zeros, is it? 5 zeros, 3506. A little bit rising here. So chart actually not looking too bad. What do you reckon? It's not looking too bad. It's got a higher low on it so far, but it doesn't have a higher high. So we'll just keep watching that. And it's not a very big liquidity pool. I think it's quite small. So just take them into account. So when we're looking at these prices, I haven't got the liquidity pool up. So just take them into account. I think it's pretty small though. All right, cool. Let's have a look at Pulse Bitcoin. And of course, Pulse Bitcoin here, $1.68. Ouchie, ouchie. Now, did launch unfortunate time in the market because the market's kind of bearish, as you guys know. But $1.68 at the moment. And it got to a low of, what's it? A low of $1.50. Are you kidding me? Get out of here. Get out. Get out. That's crazy stuff there. We've had a high of $1.95. So really big range on this thing. Almost 50 cents, 45 cents actually on the range today. So pretty big range. We're currently at $1.68 on this one. Pulse Bitcoin. Now, some people were talking about the price potentially being worth about $9 to $10. Not even near that yet. We have not had any rally in this chart. We've got the look of the chart that I said it would probably have before it launched, but we haven't had the rally side of it yet, and I think that will come, just not yet. And so we'll keep watching this chart to see whether we start to see any hints of that happening. Obviously, let's jump over to the ASICs as well. We've got ASICs at 92 cents. So it should be a 1-to-5 ratio, at least for a while. Actually, I need to pull up the whole chart because that's the Pulse Bitcoin chart, so I need to pull up that. So 92 cents on that one. Pulse Dogecoin is at $4.57. Unbelievable. I mean, we've had over 50% burn, and here we are. Oh, look at this terrible looking candle today. Oh my gosh, that is dreadful. And of course, so I'll make it smaller by just squeezing the price chart. See that? That's creative accounting for you there, folks. Anyway, so we've got the high price, $4.86, the low, $4.55. So it's not as bad as I made it originally, but just when I had it stretched out, it looked really bad. Okay, it's currently at $4.57 though, and I don't know, is that fair value? I kind of felt fair value was up in the $5.50 or something like that, but it's definitely at $4.57. Anyway, it's still going. We'll see what will happen after the transform phase. Now, what the issue with this is that you've got an ecosystem with a certain amount of users. It is probably growing. I don't know if it's growing. I haven't looked at the growth metrics, but let's say it's got a certain amount of users. And now you've got Pulse Dogecoin, you've got asset tokens, you've got Pulse Bitcoin, and of course you've got the ATM NFT. So you've got this ecosystem. In the future, you're going to have this Litecoin, Pulse Litecoin. So you've got at least four at the moment competing with each other, and particularly 3 tokens competing with each other. So interesting stuff there. And of course, we've still got quite a few days to go to the end of the transform phase. Once that is done, we'll know how much Pulse Dogecoin is left. And of course, you won't be able to get any asset tokens. So that helps the scarcity play on the asset tokens, but we'll have to see whether the Pulse Dogecoin narrative plays up too. And of course, will some whales decide to move the price? Will they say, hey, there's not that much Pulse Dogecoin, the narrative's still true, and maybe they support the valuation of the token? We'll see. Let me know in the chat what you guys think about that. So it's kind of cool. Let's jump over to the results at the moment on the transform. And I'm still on the ETH chain here. So 3,086,000 have been burned so far. That means that they've been transformed into asset tokens. We've got almost 15.2 million asset tokens being transformed from Pulse Dogecoin. 50.636% of all Pulse Dogecoin burn now. Crazy, right? You'd think that the price might rally, but of course, maybe value people are going into these other tokens. So let me know in the chat there what you think. Or you think this is just a short-term wave until the end of the transform. Actually, I've got to go to transform here. Yes, it's day 38 of 60. So we've got 22 days to go to the end of this launch phase, basically. We'll see what happens to all these asset classes after that. So cool. What else here? We've got 7,108 miners. So people take those asset tokens and they put them in the miners there. And we've got 80 million in asset power there as well. Some people have cashed into ATMs, so that's why the mining power's gone up there. Global asset burn, 31,000. And we've got how much? 2,279,000 Pulse Bitcoin been mined, minted, or at least mined so far, and not all of it minted. I think that's we looked at yesterday, about 950,000 seems to be minted there. First halving is at 10.5 million Pulse Bitcoin. Let's jump over to the asset token miner. We've got 3.1 million points redeemed. That is now mining. We saw that, and we've got 1,235 ATMs in the house there as well. The global active miners, so these are ones that you could actually buy still. The 2,949 and 1.4 million points. I kind of feel like this is kind of the top of the rank here, but of course the return on Pulse Bitcoin at the moment, people talking about being 18%, so it may be having a downward pressure price on the price as well. Well, it was 18%, so I guess it's lower now with the price of Pulse Bitcoin falling there. So cool. Let us know if you are tracking your portfolio numbers on that one. That is Pulse Bitcoin. Let's get into the chat before we get onto our speculative play BNB pot. Let's get into the chat and see who else is around. I see we got some spam in there from unfortunate spam. Let's get in here. We've got a couple of comments. Gotta go. Wait, how far back do I go? For Sam. Sam is in the house there walking the dog. We'll catch up, says Sam. Hey, Sam. Good walking out there walking. I do encourage everybody, if you're out there, get out there walking. It's good. I sack for the fiat, so I'm interested in the ecosystem, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, well, it's definitely offering some of that high-end utility play, but that's more for people that are traders and stuff like that, but some of it, but it's still good. But the fiat, fork of Aave is going to be good for depositors. What else there? Gentleman says, I'm heard an interview of Rich Hart this morning. He said launch probably in 1 month. Have you heard anything like that? No, Genuine. You can post the link to that in the Discord if you can, Genuine. If you post the link, I'll check that out. I have not seen anything like that. Yeah, me too, Sandy Beach says Terry Doc. Always keep a little up your sleeves, says Terry Doc. You always have some dry powder in your portfolio. It's very important. Now, what we mean by that is stable coins. So just remember that. Genuine says, good morning, everybody. Genuine, is that a repeat of what I just saw earlier? Genuine, that's very passionate of you to post that twice. Hex Machine says, maybe Hex will get V3 for a birthday present. That would be pretty cool. That would be super, super awesome for Hex, that's for sure. The narratives are tied together at the moment, so they are tied together. I think there are two separate stories there happening at the moment. There's the Hex story itself, and then there's the Pulsechain, and Hex is kind of tied to that as well. So we'll talk more about that. What else there? Superman, you are the most consistent Hex streamer. Much respect to Terry Doc. I appreciate that. Now, there are a couple of other streamers out there, but certainly I'm doing a lot of shows, aren't I? That's for sure. So there are other consistent YouTubers out there, but definitely I'm doing a lot every day, like stuff every day. Christian says, words can't wait for Power City to launch. That's the product ISAC. Yeah. Hey, Power City is a juggernaut inside this Pulsechain ecosystem. It will be pretty big a deal. And I said to you, if you've missed out on Pulsechain Sacrifice, then you probably want to consider looking at Power City because they're going to have multiple businesses feeding in to buying you Pulse if you've got the Watt token there and you're staking that. And that may be much more Pulse that you could ever get. And of course, if the price goes up and to the right, then you'll be laughing yourself silly on that one. So obviously the Watt token would get re-rated accordingly. So you can think about that. Food for thought, not investment advice. Of course, nothing on this channel is investment advice. You must do your own due diligence. Just my opinions. Special history like to the left, says Ted Nelson. Absolutely. Terry Doc says Crypto 7 is also killing it. Yeah, he's doing a great job up there in the UK. Keep up the good work there, Crypto 7. Done. Yeah. A real Hexican has Arve. What's it, Arve? I'm not sure what that is, man. Unimax, let us know. Oops, at least 15555 stake says Unimax. That's an interesting definition. I don't know about that. I think this, as long as they're staking or got a staking ladder, that's kind of a good definition. But hey, look, the community is going to speak. We're at 72 votes. If you haven't voted, get in there and vote. What is a Hexican? Holds liquid Hex or speculator, staking Hex, or holds liquid and staking Hex, or a day one Hex OG. Day one Hex OG. So get in there on the vote. Now, you could have said there's other things that everything else that I thought of could actually fit into one of those categories. So if I said someone was a big payday beneficiary or whatever, all this, the different type of definitions there. Did you bid into the AA lobby? Did you actually go into that? Wookie in the house. Woohoo! Good to see you, Wookie. And Brazology clapping out there. What else? We've got a few more comments, so we're going to get through these. What's a yield over 100%? I know, fantastic, eh? Really, really good. AP says, man, RH is active. I'm feeling something coming soon, says AP. He's certainly pretty active on his Twitter. We will check out Richard at the end of the live stream. Stay tuned for that. We're going to look through his stuff there. He's mostly talking about people trolling him on Twitter, though, so I'm not sure how much time we'll spend there. Don't launch PLS yet. I'm not ready, says Unimax. Unimax, you can't be serious, says Brennan. Yeah, we've waited quite a bit of time. We're pretty keen. I think the community is pretty keen. What is RH doing for the Hex their birthday? I do not know, Sandy Beach. We will see. Sometimes he surprises. He doesn't say anything and he just pops up somewhere, so we will see. Power City Sacrifice is still going on. Yes, Sandy, that's Power City Beach. Sorry, Power City Beach. What did I say? Power City Beach. It's Power City Beach. That's a good one. Woohoo! Power City Beach. No, Sandy Beach says Power City Sacrifice is still ongoing. Now, maybe Sandy Beach is working for Power City. I don't know, but there we are. Nice one, Sandy Beach. All right, so cool. Let's get into that. That is Pulse Bitcoin. We're going to get into our speculative play, which is what I consider pretty high quality, and that is the first Sacrifice project to launch, and of course launched on BSC because Pulsechain is not here yet. And three good benefits from this: you grow your community, you get your products tested and running, and of course you get the wealth effect, and you can all transfer all that over to Pulsechain. Bullish. Now, this is obviously from the beginning. They're launching on 5 chains at least for the EVMs chains, and of course this is the first one. And from my point of view, it's going pretty well. And I won't get into all the pros and cons because I've done that the last couple of days, but we're just going to get into some of the key metrics here. $10.68 is the price at the moment, and 86 buys and 50 sales at the moment. $62,000 of 24-hour volume on the main pair. let's jump over to the actual BNBP. Now, this is on the BSC chain, so I have to flick over. Not sure what. Let me just check this here. Cancel that. I got so many requests there. Okay, cool. Let's switches over to the BNC chain, and cool. All right, so here is the main game. Jackpot is up. We are expecting Powerball any time now. This is the second game, and then we're going to get roulette. Now, we're looking at this from the staker's point of view, so staking BNBP and getting the rewards from this business, paying us the rewards rather than an inflationary token and its tokenomics. We're doing this with a business place as well. And that's what Power City's doing, right? So you've got multiple utility businesses all feeding you into stuff. So imagine if you could own a really good business and benefit from it. That's kind of how these work in DeFi. So it's pretty cool. All right, so those with Jackpot still playing on. What game are we up to in that moment? We must be getting to 10,000 pretty soon. 9,343, so not too far away from 10,000 games on the old Jackpot, and it's ticking away there. So the airdrop at the moment, 4,900 is in the airdrop, ready for distribution soon. And of course, the lottery is up to 16.3. The burn is at 65, and the staked amount is 76.61%. The participation wallet, let's have a look at that. 67,555. So it is now 2/3 the way through the launch bonus for playing of the 100,000 BNBP participation wallet, which is actually staked as well. So we're going to see this come out. Now, this won't all be paid out until the very end. And of course, the market will have to absorb the selling from this. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that get that will stake it, but there'll be plenty that will sell it. This is going to happen. And of course, has to be absorbed by the market. So that's one thing. On the other, that's the conditional stuff. But on the positive side, the new games are going to increase the revenue, and that's going to be bullish as well. So that's the incentive side of it. So looking cool. We're going to have to play out through all that. So cool. Let's jump to the statistics here. We've got the lottery at the moment. Or you can actually hit that yourself. So that's a callable function. So anyone can pay for that. 16.3. Some people were doing some silly amounts the last couple of days. So this is what happens when you don't put a fixed time on this. I really would like this to go back to fixed for weekly before people can call it. So a minimum of a week, I'd like that. And of course, that is the initial intention. So hopefully Jacob, the dev, puts that back because I prefer that. Obviously, it's just my opinion. So just this is being an alpha male. Alpha male, yeah. All right, so we've got the burn events in there as well. That is also a callable function, and the people are calling that 7.46. So, hey, this is not going to do. I'd just rather this be done on a daily 24-hour. So I think this has. I'm not sure if this has a 24-hour candle. I think it does. Is at 65.15, but this one was 7.46 yesterday, kind of low. So it's cool. We're down to 997,954 is the amount that we've got so far in total supply. So it's slowly coming down from that 1 million. And that's going to help squeeze the price eventually down the line there. Now we will see how that plays out. All right, so cool. The staking, of course, is 749,000 BNBP is staked. So huge amount, 76.61%. Awesome, but it does include the participation wallet at the top there. That is our specular play. That is BNB Pop, folks. Woohoo! All right, we're up to 53 minutes in the live stream. Doing pretty well. Now let's get into some of the new stuff. But yeah, welcome to Pulsechain, Pulse Gains, boom, boom, as My Life is Awesome would say. So cool. We've got the Internet Money Wallet beta is out. The ISO public beta is here. Never fear, it is here. You can download the hashtag Internet Money Wallet here at internetmoney.ios. Claim your free crypto, it says. And of course, welcome to the easiest experience for operating on Pulsechain and PulseX public beta. For Android and Chrome coming soon. So public beta for Android and Chrome coming soon. Now that is out at the moment, so we're going to retweet that. I'll probably retweet that later. We may end up getting KG. Who knows? Who knows? It's going on every other YouTuber in the space that's out there. So we'll see. What else? I think that's kind of cool. So he did a stream just earlier, 2 hours ago, talking about the beta. The public beta is live. And of course, 2 hours ago, he announced that the Internet Money Wallet public beta is live, and he did a live stream on that. So you can see some of the still images there of the wallet there. Now, I will be doing a YouTube video on this, possibly even later today, once I download the test software. Now, all you have to do is download Test Flight as well on your system. So I might do that and do a live stream later today. So check out for that. That may be a special live stream I do later. And of course, we'll probably go through Famous as well, a little bit more detail. But basically, you have to download the test software, and then you can do the beta as well. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to post you that link in the video description so that you can check it out yourself. So let's copy that and put it in. So internet money. Internet money. So cool. So that is the link there. That is the internet money link. So you can download that and play with it at the moment. So it's going to be very bullish. Now, remember, this is really a kind of a paradigm shift. So MetaMask, they take all this money themselves, you know. They take all the profits. I mean, it's a lot of money. And I think it's well in excess of $100 million. And something maybe even higher during a bull market. And of course, they also got Infura as well, which tracks your IP address of your computer with the wallet. So they're really meanie, really the opposite of crypto. They're the opposite of crypto. They're like the old bad boys. So it's great to see this innovation in the space. We can get rid of these guys. You know, MetaMask being kind of the staple there. We're getting new wallets. Internet money is going to play a pivotal role. In fact, things in the market, especially with this Infura, are probably paying even more in favor of internet money, who are not using Infura as a default. So they'll be using a different RPC for that. So I can't remember. I heard what it was, but I can't remember what it is at the moment. So that's kind of cool. Now, obviously, you can do the test flight. Now, the other big news today is Famous. And Famous also launched their live today as well with their new products. And this is more for traders and advanced people as opposed to their Fiat, which is a fork of Aave. So they're launching that, of course. And they have Aave had a little bit of a vulnerability from the looks of it with one of the tokens. So apparently, Fiat has covered that. They did take into account that risk and have covered that in their own code fork. So it's going to be positive. But in any case, they're launching this new brand with Famous, which is really focused on margin trading traders, kind of the high-end stuff. Now, typically, we don't talk about this sort of stuff on this channel because most people do margin trading and get wrecked, right? But some people are going to do it anyway, right? So a bit like that, but like casino stuff, iGaming, people are going to do it anyway. And regardless of what you tell them, you can say, don't do it, don't do it. You can straighten down, don't do it. I'm not going to do it. So that's pretty much it. So anyway, Famous is live, our new demo. This has just come out too, so testnet.famous. So I'm going to post a copy of the link to this as well. They're going to have a sacrifice coming up too. I understand it. So cool. Now, a lot of people missed out on the Fiat one. It went pretty quick. It got sold out in a couple of days. So that's pretty much it. So Famous. So this is cool. That's got the... that is the Famous one. So that's today. So this is breaking news. Both of these today, pretty much. Famous was a little bit earlier, but pretty cool. Now this is the testnet here. Woohoo! Now I actually hope that they improve their UI a little bit there. I find this UI just a little bit. This is better than a Fiat fork, but it's still a little bit naffy for me. You guys let me. I might do a poll on this tomorrow or later in the live stream. If I do it and cover this in the live stream later today. We'll do a special one on these two test nets here. But yeah, I still think it needs the font size is a bit small. I don't know. It needs to there's something just not quite right. Let me know in the chat what you think straight off the bat. But I still think they need to do a bit of work on this. Yeah, the font size. I don't know. I mean, I can increase the font the scaling, but I still think something's just not. I don't know. I just want something a bit more oomph out of this. But hey, it's just an engagement thing from my point of view. All right, so cool. You got up here, you got the dashboard, the earn, the ecosystem, the about, Fiat and Fatty. So there are other projects. You've got the dashboard, which is cool. You got the stats on the dashboard. So you got the PHLP pool. It's got $68 million on the testnet, and it's just on Pulsechain V3. So it's just on the testnet there. We've got long positions and short positions. So people taking long positions, needing the price is going to go up. So they're playing that game. Or short positions, the price is going to go down. So they make money that way. PLHP tokens and index tokens there. You got the price there as well. So supply and the market cap in there and the stable coin percentage. So 26% stable coins. Then you got the PLHP index composition. And this is really cool. I like this. So you got the index. You got Pulse, PulseX, X, Hedron, Maxi, Zen Crypto, Loan, and USDC here. They got the percentages in here as well. It's kind of cool. And of course, that's the dashboard. So then you go to the earn side. So Fame token, there's going to be two tokens, Fame and PLP. Fame is the staking token, accrues 40% of the platform's generated fees. Buy on PulseX and, of course, read more. So you can just click that. Now, I've actually bought some of this stuff earlier today. So we're going to check that out in a second. PLHP is the liquidity provider token that accrues 60% of the platform's generated fees. So they split it up 40% for the staking token, 60% for the incentive to liquidity providers. So I think that's a pretty good breakdown. What do you guys think? I think it is a good breakdown. We've got the Fame token on the list here. We've got the price of the Fame token is $952. But there's some bizarre stuff here because I used Hedron to buy mine and I got a steal for it for some reason. So I think that I might be able to do some massive arbitrage play. We will see whether that plays out because I haven't done the other side of it yet of the trade. Total supply there, 55 million fame tokens, 108 billion dollars there is the value. Total staked 8.7 million, fame tokens staked out of 55 million. So stake percentage is 15.65 on the testnet. This is not real. This is a test network. They have got their sacrifice coming up, I believe, at some stage. So cool. Unlocking period 14 days, withdrawal window 7 days. So unlocking period 14 days, a 2-week minimum there, and withdrawal window 7 days. Wallet there, fame and staked, nothing there. So I've got nothing on staked. Fame staking rewards, so you get benefits from all the index. So we looked at the index on the dashboard, and we got all that stuff that's in here at the moment. And it looks like you can earn all these tokens. Can you believe it? So pretty attractive. PLSX, Hex, Hedron, Maxi, Zen, Loan, and USDC. This could potentially be very lucrative if you've got margin traders playing. This could, if I'm interpreting this correctly, this could be pretty juicy as well. So you're going to get all your favorite tokens in one from the looks of it. PLSP there, price 0.93, total supply 73 million PLHP. That's the incentive tokens there, and a wallet shell there. So it's just not got anything on that. And the PLHP composition has got the breakdown there. All right, so cool. Let us check out the ecosystem. We've got the ecosystem groups, a true DeFi ecosystem for Hexicans, Fatty token, I guess it is, Fiat, and famous Telegram there. So it's got the links to all those. Got the About page, which takes you to the DeFi Git book. So you can check out a lot of stuff like that. I haven't read this, so I probably will read it before I do the live stream. If I do a special one on internet money and famous later on today. That is it. So let's connect our wallet and let's go to the earn page and let's play around with this. So we're going to have a quick play. We're up to an hour and 2 minutes. We've got a bit of time. I need to change the blockchain. So we've done Ethereum now. We've done Binance Smart Chain. Now we're jumping over to Pulsechain testnet 2B. So here we go. All right. So cool. We're in. We're connected. So cool. And so this is my play wallet, as you guys know. I've got 100 fame tokens worth 195,000. And I used Hedron to buy that. And Hedron was only a couple $100. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but we'll see when we get to the other side. So 100 fame tokens there. Now we can stake that. So we're going to do that. Let's stake, let's stake 50 of those and approve fame. I got to approve first, just like you normally do when you first give a site to spend. It says by granting permission, you're allowing the following contract to access your funds. And of course, you can edit the permissions there if you so choose. It's got a pros approval limit and a custom spend limit. Normally, you just want to limit it to the amount that you're spending, and so that if there is a compromised one of the avenues of compromising a wallet, then you've limited it to the spend limit, so they can't just drain out the rest of your stuff if so choose. So cool. We're going to confirm that approval submitted, and of course you can view the status on the blockchain. We're not going to do that. We're just going to wait for it to approve, and boom, it's done. So approved. Now we've got the second step is staking. So this is pretty common for most of these. So we're going to stake and put that in there. Let's go. And I'm going to confirm that's going to cost me a little bit of a test pulse on the Pulsechain testnet, and submitted that. So it's submitted, stake submitted, and we can see that. Cool, transaction completed. We can view that on the blockchain. Cool. So now we're in here. Wallet 50 fame there. So $97,000 on the testnet. So it's not real. Just remember that. And we are crab status. I'm not sure if it has an index of the different fish sizes, but we're crab. 0.00009% of the total amount there is staked. So there's 555 million. So 8.7 million is staked. So we haven't got a lot out of 50. And of course, the price has gone up to quite high. So yeah, I could go buy a ton of these, but we're just using it for the testnet. What else there? Price 93 cents for the PLP token. Cool. Now, obviously, you can buy on Pulsechain, so we can jump over there if you want to test it. If you don't got none to stake, you can go to Pulsechain, and this is on testnet too. And of course, you can buy fame tokens. So I'm not sure how much. So if I use Pulse, it's not going to get me anything. If I used my Hedron there, it actually could buy me a few. So my Hedron there, so it's still going to buy me. Let me go to Hedron. Hedron will get me 7.5 there. See, it's $33 on the Hedron. And 49.66. I'm not sure what's happening there, but anyway, let's jump over to. I've got US dollars in here, so let's see if that's worthy of anything. Where's my US dollars? US dollars. We've got 99,000 US dollars. Now, this is all testnet. Remember, it's not real. So let's have a look at here. That's only going to get me 31. It's going to wreck my testing. I'll get 31 with that. So anyway, my Hedron was way better to get it. So crazy. Now you can swap it anyway, but I'm not going to because I already got some. But that's pretty much it. We're going to go to the info table and have a look at the tokens on there. So it's obviously popped up here, and people basically it was down real cheap, and then the people just bought it up and just went up through the roof on the old famous token there for fame. So cool. So let's have a look down here. You can see it is number 7, trading at $834 at the moment. And of course, liquidity is 704,000, 427,000 of volume, and the price was up 3,800%. So pretty crazy, right? And that's kind of it at this stage. So cool. We jump onto that. We can actually see the price, what happened to the price there. See how it was just down really low. It was at like $93, $98, and then it just jumped all the way up to about 2,300. Now it's currently at 1,834 at the moment. So cool. It's got 2 Hedron Fame trading pair, and it's got the PLS Fame pair. This is the one I used, and of course it gave me a lot of Fame tokens for hardly anything. So you might want to try that one. Try that trick. All right, so cool. I think that's it on there. I don't know if they had the other token. What's the other token? PHLP is the liquidity provider token. Not sure if that's on there. We've got a search button on here. PHLP. Maybe that will find it. Not sure. PHLP. Famous LP. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that is famous LP. And let's have a look at the price on here. So that's been going up as well. Now $36. Not a lot of volume. $63,000 there. 4.8 is the LP reward there as well. 4.87% on the APR on the LP fees there. 81 cents, so pretty small. So that's not doing much there at all. Maybe people just haven't played around that much. So cool. Provide liquidity. You can provide liquidity on here, and you can buy some PLHP there with Test Pulse. Am I going to get much for that? 307 PLHP. So you can buy that with my Test Pulse. So maybe I'll just buy 300 and PLHP, and we'll buy that. Bam. Let's do it. Bam, bam, bam. Is it going to work? Not sure if that's working. I'm clicking the button, but it's not working, so I'm not sure what's happening there. When I say buy a Test Pulse by PLSX, I've already got quite a bit of that stuff in the wallets. As you can see, I've still got quite a bit in there. Buy USDC. So save on fees. Fees may vary depending on which asset you use to buy PLSP into the amount of PLSP you want to purchase in order to form, and then check here to compare fees. So buy with USD. USDC selected an order form. Have I taken that? I've taken it up the top here. Okay, cool. So it's only a fraction there. Approve the USDC. Is that going to work? Okay, that works. So approve the USDC. So if you go down to the bottom to the save on fees, that will work. Confirm and approve is submitted. So remember, my other one's going to earn a proportional share, a very small proportional share of 40% of the fees generated. And the other, this one here, the LP is going to earn 60%. So a lot better. All right, so cool. Waiting for approval. We're waiting for approval on that one. Cool. We've still got our poll up and running. And how are we up to? 1 hour and 9 minutes. So we're doing a good time, folks. 85 votes. Oh, nice. I don't know if we'll get to 100. See if we can. What is a Hexican? Holds liquid Hex speculator. Staking Hex. Doesn't matter if they're 555 or staking ladder or short-term staker or whatever, I guess. Holds liquid and staking Hex. Someone that does sort of both. Has a bit of the liquid Hex. Maybe it does a little bit of speculation. It doesn't matter what percentage they're doing, but it's 80-20 or whatever. Day 1 Hexican OG, so 2nd of December 2019. The first day of the AL lobby there when we had that over 21,000 Ethereum go into the AL lobby. Cool. That was insane that first day. It's crazy stuff, man. Welcome to crypto, man. Crypto's crazy. All right, so buy PHP. Is that going to work? Yeah, let's click it. All right, so cool. Fees 0.15%. Let's hopefully this goes through. It's going to cost 0.0044 Test Pulse. We are processing buy submitted. So cool. 300 PLHLP bought with 279 USDC. Thank you very much. We've got confirmation down the bottom there. We've got the price in there at the moment. The wallet's cool. We got a little bit of a fee in there from looks of the total supply. So cool. I think that's it on there. We can actually go back to earn now. I think, and let's have a look. Total in USDC here. So it looks like we've got a little bit of rewards in here already. Claim rewards, stake, unstake, claim rewards, provide liquidity. Let's jump to this button. Yeah, that's just going to go to where we did. So we've got that at the moment. Now enter the amount. So cool. Now we have to put in, so we bought some PLHP and we now have to enter the amount there. So, I haven't even got that amount. So I'm going to have to switch this around and do the maximum PLHP. That's going to be 53,000. Really? What? Is that the test pulse? Let me just jump to USDC. All right, so cool. Redemption time not yet reached. Okay, so I need to follow up what that is. There's some sort of redemption time. So cool. I'll have to check that before I do my next live stream. This is kind of a quick overview. So cool. We're going to follow that, and basically almost got to finish that. We obviously can claim the rewards. Claiming will transfer any pending rewards to your wallet, and you can claim that as well. All right, so looks like 0.00000692 estimated USD. We've got Hedron 24 cents, it says there. So people playing claim completed. So I did claim that. That's pretty cool. And my redemption phase must be the fact that I had just bought that. So I don't know if I'd actually provide liquidity. So we've got this here. I bought stuff, but I don't believe that I provided any. Wallet 299. So we have to double check that, but that's probably, I think we did most of the features on there except for that one is question mark. All right, cool. That is pretty much it. We've got the Hex Daily Stats. That is hot off the press. So day 1091. Let's get into it. We've got 3 minutes left in the live stream. I'm going to get to that 27th of November. 2.6 cents is the price, down 1.8% at the moment. And we've got the Hex payout Batisha 6.241. So another good day in the office for Hex stakers or Hexkins, as we're going to find out. We've got 90 votes on the poll, getting to the poll. We've got an increase of 7.4 on the Hex payout Batisha, 25,168. This is one of the special features of Hex. And if you're new to Hex, check out hex.com and try and understand the share rate there. When you stake your Hex, it is very important. The T-share price, $668. Longer pays better in Hex, so you get up to 200% more shares if you stake longer, and that would be a third of this price. The average stake length, 6.72 years. Hexkins are around for a long time. The APY rate there, 37.83% paid out in Hex. Obviously, the price of Hex itself can, in terms of US dollars, changes from day to day. Liquidity pool, 371 million Hex in the pool. So plenty of Hex there for people to buy. Just over 9.3 million in the liquidity pool, US dollars, and 1,383 ETH in the pool as well. Staking down a massive 22,509. We've had some big decreases in the last couple of days. And of course, we have got a lot of the OA wallets coming out at the moment too, making up about 40% of the staking candles. We haven't brought those up today, but they're definitely coming out. 10.3 million is there as well, T-shares. So cool. If you want to look at for the OA stuff, you can see it on the hexfire.io side, I think it's called. So you can check that out. Let's jump over to the stake percentage of coins. 9.68% of Hex is staked at the moment, with almost just under 900,000 Hex in penalties. And let's have a look at the growth numbers of Hex. Current holders up 97 to 314,169 is what you'll see on Etherscan. And in terms of stakers, up 142. It's pretty cool. Now, obviously, with the price of Hex being much cheaper, and of course, we're in this bear market and we've played that out, a lot of people can buy Hex for a lot more volume. And of course, it looks like we're getting a lot more stakers. We also got second layer derivative products helping with that too, particularly the Hex, I guess the HSIs as well. And of course, a few other things out there too. Up to 114,618 on current stakers. Holders up 303 to 513,000. Pretty good. We're up to date on 1,092. We're only 3 days away from Hex's third birthday. And of course, that's day 1,095. And of course, the 2nd of December, 2022. And that's going to be cool. Hex third birthday. And then we'll be in our 4th year. Rock it on, as we say. Our base amount of Hex is pretty close to 6.194 Hex per T-share at the moment. So cool. We've got the price at 2.7 cents at the moment on the Hex price. Very cool. Let's quickly jump to Richard Hart quickly. We're up to now in 15 minutes. He's been posting lots of stuff here about spammy bots and stuff like that. So he's done lots of stuff about people he's blocking. Then he posted this watch that he hadn't posted before, and so bored of fixing my $10 million of watches. Didn't even bother posting this platinum piece unique, which is pretty cool. Looks like spaced a little bit, doesn't it? One of those. Have you seen the dark crystal? It looks a bit like that device. with that lady with the one eye. I don't know if you remember that. It kind of looks like a big machine that's around the planets. It's kind of cool. You can see a little little planetary type thing here or something. Looks like it's got star constellations in the background here too. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Right, so cool. What else there? Just a reminder, perfectly called the Rolex watch top for you. So calling the watch top there. Now, this is the one I used for the thumbnail on today's live stream, so it's pretty cool. It's got Richard there with, I guess, was it Gucci there? And the his Hex piece as well. I spent more money on fashion than SBF, Mashinsky, and many other sellers, net crypto bags, check my maths. So a little bit of Richard there. I think that's pretty much it there. What have we got? That one. It's got a comment. It's got a couple of years. Really going hardcore today, isn't he? Posting lots of stuff today. Man, oh man. What else there? We got one letter changes Sam to scam. So there we are. I got Sam Bankman-Friedman's face on top of Richard's picture there. That's very well done, actually. It's very well done. What was Gandalf's KD? Elven invisibility blankets pinned to Eagle. So he's got a few other stuff in there too. What else there? I would kick Gandalf off my team. So yeah, he's going all over the place today. So there's a bit of everything there from Richard. That's pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, the big things, internet money, testnet, and of course famous testnet as well. We covered that briefly in this one. I might do a full coverage of that later on the day, and once I've read some of the guides on there too, to get maybe a little bit more detail out of that. Very exciting. All right, let's jump up to the top here. We've got a couple more comments. I think we. Yeah, my RH is active. I feel something coming soon. Yeah, well, I don't know if any of those tweets lead us into that. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, optimism is always good. Yo, Franklin. Yeah. All right, let's leave it back on the Hex price. We're going to get rid of all the chart stuff there. I'm just going to wrap up shortly. Just going through these last comments. Don't launch PLS yet. I think we got up to that for sure. KD's in the house. Hey, all. Good to see KD. Alpha female says, Sandy Beach, you are alpha female. That's for sure. Awesome stream by KG, says Sandy Beach. Get KG on here. Hex Token says Sandy Beach. You just never know, Sandy Beach. What else there? We got Love Rich. Hey Hex, did you all get your free NFT? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Love Rich. Let us know in the chat. I'm not sure. In Discord. Delayed gratification says Crypto Truth. That is true. That is hex.com. When is Famous Sacrifice? I think it's coming up soon. I'll try and find the date for that. Famous said they have a new UI coming at launch. Good, KD. I'm happy about that because I'm not quite happy with the UI. When I look at it, I always feel not quite right about it. It does help with engagement having a good UI. If you're wondering why, that's a good thing. Fix that. First impressions, count. First impressions. PLS coming 2023 says Pulse Bezos. Looks like it. Pulse Bezos looks like that is the time frame. Refined in house. Woohoo! Good to see Refined. Pterodox says, anyone have a poor player price prediction for the next cycle? Man, anyone's game, I think, Pterodox. Get into our price chat on Discord, and maybe we'll talk about that in there. Sold some text in for more LP and incentive PLSX, says Brennan. Cool. Well done there, Brennan. Now you got to get into some famous. You got to get some famous. You saw me just get some myself. Pterodox says, cheers, suit man. You're welcome. I have a pretty cool Opal watch, not as expensive as Richard's though, says Brennan. Nice, very cool. All right, so cool. Those are the main updates. Where we're up to, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I probably will do a video live stream later on Internet Money's launch and deep dive a bit more into famous once I've read some of the fine print. But I think we did go through most of the features on there. Cool. Now they're going to have margin trading, buying and shorts on that. So I'm not sure if I saw that feature there, but we'll be talking about that too. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. We're going to wrap up today. Take care, everybody, and I'll be doing more short form stuff later on today. Peace out, as we say, peace out. I'll leave you with BitBoy and hunting down Sam Bankman-Friedman in the Bahamas. And, of course, he's actually doing this. I'm going to try and check up his stuff today and maybe do a part 2 if there's enough footage. Stay tuned for that. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. Let's move on. Let's talk about the secret token, FTT. That is the token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried. Everything this man touches turns to gold. I don't know. Moon. There's a massive story out right now about FTX. FTT is potentially going to be one of the few coins I believe that could go up in the bear market. That was a sneeze. We could see FTT just absolutely rip.
A few moments later.
All right, so I'm sitting here in the Bahamas at the international arrivals.
Where are you at, though?
Where are you at?
That 678 number, he probably already know. It's that guy's phone number. I immediately call him.
Leave his voicemail.
Hey, post a picture, AJ. Post a picture. I'm literally leaning on his car right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm literally deboing this son of a bitch, you know? Sam, where are you? We're looking for you. We just want to talk, Sam. I know that's where you're at, buddy. It's okay. Sam, in all seriousness, though, we just want you to come tell your story. Unblock me on Twitter. Come tell your story. Let's talk. I'll come up there. I'm not scared y'all are going to kill me. It's gonna take a lot for y'all to do that. I just want to talk. That's all. Or you can come out. You can come out down here. It's fine. You can come out down here. We're down here by some yachts. I mean, check out these nice yachts over here. That's a famous yacht right there. But we're just out here. That's all we want, man. Just come talk.
You want to play games, Gene? Well, when it's game time, it's pay time, baby.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now, I just realized Brennan says we forgot the poll. We did indeed, so we're going to talk about that quickly before I leave. I'm not quite gone then, am I? It's like bonus time. Bonus time. Now, we got the poll there. What is a Hexican? Now, I asked this question because I saw a YouTuber on a Twitter space that does Pulsechain Hex videos, but does other content as well. But they were saying that they didn't have any Hex staked. They were open about it, and I was just like, well, what is a Hexican then? You know, it's interesting that they're promoting it. So they're just speculating on the price. In other words, when the AMM bucket gets filled up, they're just looking to sell it at the top and drain all the funds that everyone else puts in. It's kind of like that, as opposed to delayed gratification. And of course, in Hex there. Now you can decide with ethically or whatever, morally, what you think of that. But it was an interesting question. So I sort of asked, what does the community think of that from a Hexican point of view? What defines a Hexican? It says holds liquid staking Hex 46%, staking Hex 40%. Holds liquid Hex speculated 6% and day one Hex OG 6%. So 6% would agree with that content creator, and of course the majority, we've got 86%. Man, maybe if we had the day one Hex OG over 90% there. What's that? 86, 90, 86, and that's not quite adding up to 100%. I'm not sure what that's. We've got 86 and 92, 90. Yeah, 90. I'm not sure what the percentage is there. 92% there. Saying that you need to have some Hex stakes pretty much. So it's okay to have liquid, but you should have some Hex stakes if you're gonna be Hexican. So food for thought out there. Hope you guys like that. I think that generally this helps to give us a working definition of what a Hexican is, and that is that generally you should have some Hex staked, even if you've got a liquid in your bags. So we'll see. But hey, does it matter at the end of the day? I guess it's not. It's a free world. Anyone can do what they want. But some interesting stuff there in terms of the use of the word Hexican. So cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that 91 votes. That was pretty alpha from everybody. We almost got to 102. Very, very cool. A big thumbs up from Sandy Beach. What else there? Cypher says, so I keep buying Hex F and Hex W log. Yeah, well, hey, you're getting pretty good prices for that, Cypher. They're pretty attractive. All right, take care. Now I'm really gone this time. I'm really gone. All right, take care. Bye for now.
$3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.